Some brand news in brief now from the United States, and as American football fans eagerly await the 2019 Super Bowl, which is set to take place on the 3rd of February, some interesting information about big brand spending during the game is starting to emerge. As we know, the Super Bowl is one of the most expensive and valuable pieces of advertising real estate, with a 30-second ad costing upwards of $5 million in past years. You can do the rand conversion. The world's largest brewer, Anheuser-Busch InBev, reportedly making its biggest ever ad buy for the event with 8 individual ad spots. Audi will make its return to the Super Bowl with a 60-second spot highlighting its electric vehicle ambitions after skipping the game last year. Other brands set to take advantage of the massive television audiences are Colgate, Hyundai and Kia. Will bring you some of the biggest ads from this year's showdown in early February. The age-old art of storytelling is still something that many brands and marketers seem to struggle with. What is it that makes it so incredibly difficult, so hard to find and tell stories that authentically and effectively connect with audiences? Gareth Whittaker, who is one of the keynote speakers at the 2019 IMC Marketing Conference taking place in Johannesburg on the 14th of March, is helping brands like Discovery, Nedbank and ABSA find narratives that speak to the hearts and wallets of South African consumers. Gareth, a very warm welcome to you.
Thanks,
Is it fair to say that brands are struggling in this respect to deal and to accurately engage with this concept?
No, I don't think so. I think that brands have been telling stories for...
Forever.
Yeah. Same as human beings. So they were impactful when we were telling stories around the fire 5 million years ago. And they're just as impactful today. Perhaps where the struggle comes is in the will to tell stories. And we may have lost our way a little bit, where we just try to sell. And really great marketers and really great salesmen know that storytelling connects with people's hearts better than anything else. That's almost the most human thing we have, is our ability to tell each other stories. And when done well, there's magic in that. Emotional magic and commercial magic.
What these days makes a good brand story?
Authenticity, honesty, interesting characters, an interesting plot, and the willingness and ability to connect with the audience that you're telling your story to.
But there's risk there, because it also says to the brand that you've got to open yourself up completely, and with that you might display some flaws in brand character.
My view is, unless we're able to be real, be authentic as human beings and as brands, we're going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter. And the crisp and clear and perfectly thought out and perfectly curated without any heart brands will go anyway. So.
All right, so you've worked with some of the big brands. I think I mentioned Discovery, some of the banks like ABSA and Nedbank.
Certainly.
How then do you go about constructing that narrative that, again, Gareth, speaks to the heart and to the wallet? Which is, I'm assuming, as to why you hired in the first place to do this.
I'm not sure there's a really simple way. So we start by finding great authentic stories. We then bring high-quality production value, like the old days of film-quality production value, to what is essentially documentary storytelling. And you guys are amazing at it in the media. You guys find these great human interest stories all the time. And what we're doing is we're bringing a sense of film, creative, filmmaking quality to those human interest stories.
I'm going to assume that the production value these days is a given, but it's getting to the heart of the narrative. It's finding that great story that's going to have the brand connection. As as the author of something like this, where do you start?
You start with human beings.
As you're doing right now, staring into space, yes. Okay.
You start with
After that, though.
You start with human beings.
Yeah.
Because every human being, I read Michelle Obama's book in December, and she spoke about we all have a story that we can own. And we do. Each and every one of us have a story that we can own. And the remarkable thing about brands in this day and age is we are interacting every single day with human beings.
And that's where we are going to leave it. Gareth Whittaker, thank you very much indeed. One of the keynote speakers at the IMC Marketing Conference taking place here in Johannesburg on the 14th of March. And that is our program for this week. You can connect with us on our various social media platforms. Thanks for watching. And until next time, goodbye to you.